Hello students, it's your putty Sean teacher. I'm coming to you today to teach you how to draw a landscape, maybe a desert scape, like the painter Frederick Remington would make. So hold on, and you and I will make a desert landscape, okay? Alright, the first thing I want you to remember is that I'm using a pen. You should use a pencil. And the reason why I'm using a pen is just so you can see my lines better. Another thing that's important is that you remember, if you don't understand this or you can't see what I've done, just stop the video and rewind it and watch it again. Eventually you'll understand it. Okay? Take your time. This is about having fun learning and not working too hard. Okay? Good. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sort of 3 lines. And these lines don't have to be straight. Just kind of make a line here and come over here and make a line like that, and come over here and make a line sort of like that. Kind of 3 lines. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is imagine that this is going to be a desert scene. Maybe these are going to be mesas and this is going to be a wash. Maybe there'll be a mountain in the background. Let's see what happens, okay? But let's start by kind of, and these lines aren't going to be straight down. They can be a little, but not too angled either. So we want something kind of like that. And same thing over here. Something like that. Once we have that, let's just extend this line back out some. Good. So now we've got kind of the basis for our horizon line. And the rest of the things that we're wanting to do from here on out will be to make things look like they're going off into the distance, to give us sort of a, you guys would say a 3-dimensional effect, meaning it looks deep. And what Sean Teacher wishes you would think about is something called perspective. But we're not going to get too much into that right now. Right now I want you to think that maybe in the middle of this desert there's an old dusty road. So we'll start something like this and just kind of make, it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. It could be, but I like it if it's sort of a little rough looking. So yeah, there's this road going off into the distance. And this road may have kind of a rut in the middle of it, so, or on each side where the wheels of the wagons have went. So we're going to kind of do something like this. And there could be some stuff growing in the middle of it. We'll worry about that later. But right now, what I want you to think about are sort of the sides of this thing. Maybe we'll make this thing look like that. Kind of to the corner. And maybe this one. Like that. We'll have a line going up like this. Another line like that. Something like this. Yeah. And what I want you to think about is, since we know that this is going further away, it's because it's going off into the distance. So we're going to make some small plants by the side of the road. And these plants can also live out here. But notice how in this sort of area all my plants are kind of going to be the same size. But when they get bigger, closer to me, they get a little bigger. And closer means bigger. And bigger and bigger. You can imagine what this might look like if you did it with a green coloring pencil. The point I think I'm really trying to make is that these plants that are close by are much larger. I'm not trying real hard. I'm just trying to make it look like the plants that we might see. Yeah, that's starting to look okay. And maybe this is coming down like that. Up here there might be some plants. That's kind of fun. Yeah, like that. And now that I kind of have this stuff in the front made, maybe I would think about what's going on behind it. Now, if you think about this being the horizon line, or as far away as our eyes can see, because remember, our road vanishes right there. The road is this wide here, but as it goes further away, it gets smaller and smaller. So that's far, far away. But not only is it far away, but the Earth is kind of round too. So things that are on the other side of this line can still be seen, but they're lower than these things. So if we call this a mesa, perhaps the mesa comes out again here. But see how it's lower? And lower and lower. So it makes it look like it's going off into the distance. Same thing on this side. Kind of smaller as it goes away. Yeah, so it looks like, wow, it's going over there. And then behind all this, there might even be a mountain in the background. Maybe it's got a little snow on top, I don't know. Yeah, like that. So now we've got this very big desertscape, right? It's going to show us what it looks like out there. Maybe there's another mountain here. And behind it there's another mountain. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so now that we've thought about these land figures, let's think about the clouds. And clouds, they never stay the same. But let's say I make a big cloud right here. And maybe there's another cloud that's going off into the distance. You see there's kind of a line that I'm going to follow. And maybe another one, but it's much smaller. And this one's over on the other side. So those clouds kind of go away. Yeah, that looks okay. Alright. So if I could have you think of something now that I've told you to draw this in pencil, you might think about taking a dark marker and going over your pencil lines. And I would advise you do not color this with markers. You can outline with a marker, but don't use water-based markers because the paper will just soak the ink in and ruin your work. If it were me, I would use either crayons or coloring pencils. And I would think about making different colors in each area. In other words, if this were light brown here, this might be dark brown here, and might be almost black back here. And dark blue at the bottom as opposed to light blue at the top, and white for the clouds, and maybe a little gray inside of them. And the mountain, as it's far away, might be light gray, and these might be different colors of brown. Maybe red and brown, and maybe dark gray and brown, and another red, and on, making things different colors. Now students, one thing that I really wish you would think about is that many times when we color, we say, "Oh, I'm going to color!" And No. Take your time and color slowly. Fill the area with the color. Don't leave big wide white gaps. Color it until it's full of color. And in doing this, it makes your artwork look so much neater. Okay? Okay, I think you did a super job. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.